Sydney Mullock here, back once again with another episode of The Tea Drinker, and in this episode we're going to be looking at street tea. Street tea I first encountered on the South Bank, the food courts around the back of the Royal Festival Hall. I didn't look into it at that time, which was a shame. I should have. But I was in Brick Lane the other day, and in one of the markets in the side streets just off Brick Lane, they had a stall there. So I thought I would invest a little bit in their wares. They have an offer where you can buy 3 30-gram bags of premium tea for £11, and I wanted to get 6 varieties, but unfortunately they didn't have all 6 in the 30-gram bags. So as a gesture of goodwill, they gave me the box and the 50-gram bags for the same price. And also because they had this one variety of tea which was called Chantilly Cream, and it's very creamy, sort of milky taste even without any milk on it, but unfortunately they didn't have any bags of it. So I think it's just a gesture of goodwill, because they are a fundraising organisation. They raise funds for children in child poverty and education programs and things like that. More details found on their website. I'll post links below. So let's have a look at what I selected. I got a nice sort of variety here. I've got Tea Kuan Yin Iron Goddess Oolong. So that's a oolong tea. Nice, probably strong taste variety. I've got a masala chai. I do like masala chai. I love the sort of spiciness of it, and the sort of the smell of it. It's so wonderfully spicy and almost Christmassy sometimes. But we'll see when we get this brewed. We have the Moroccan mint here, of course, lively, malty and mint flavoured. So play a lovely little packet there. So that'll be an interesting taste. I've tasted some Moroccan mint varieties before, so it'll be interesting to see how these compare. Of course, couldn't really do a tea variety sort of episode without including my favourite, Earl Grey. So we'll see how that compares as well, whether it's overly flowery or there's a nice balance between the tea flavours and the bergamot flavours. We have Cherry Sencha. I've had Cherry Sencha with the hopscotch variety in my earlier video, so let's see how this sort of compares with that version of the Cherry Sencha. Hopefully they're not dissimilar, maybe they're slightly sweeter or fruitier. And last of all, we have orange and apple fruit tea. So we have a nice variety of teas here and tisanes. You know, got the oolong, the green tea of the Sencha, the black tea of the Earl Grey. So sort of nice variety here. So what I'm going to do is set up my cups and diffusers, because these are all leaf teas, and we're going to go in for the sight and aroma test. Okay, so we've set up the teas and the diffusers and we put our hot water in. I've had them steeping for a couple of minutes, and we're going to take our first look at the teas we have on offer from Street Teas. And first of all, we have our tea Kuan Yin, which is an oolong, which is quite pale in colour. It's a sort of a yellowish green colour there, very pale. And next we have our Earl Grey, which is more of a mahogany colour. Not getting too much scent off either of these, but like I've said in previous videos, probably get more aroma during the tasting section. We have the Moroccan Mint, which is a black tea, and nice dark brown colour there. And we have our Masala Chai, which is sort of dark brown, very dark brown, slightly purplish colour. Bit of a spicy aroma coming off this one, so looking forward to trying that. Then we have our Kaika Sencha, Cherry Sencha. Again, quite a pale colour, slightly darker than the Kuan Yin. Sort of more greenish than yellow. And I can get a vague whiff of sort of the cherry aroma from that, and it's kind of nice and sweet and floral. And last of all, we have our orange and apple tea, which quite surprisingly is kind of a very dark purpley colour. I think it's got a few sort of berry fruits and things in there. As I was pouring it out, it looked like it had some kind of it probably has some kind of berry fruits, but it looked like raspberry or something in there. So that's going to be quite an interesting taste. So I'm looking forward to tasting that. So that's the sort of first look at the teas we have on offer, and let's go and set up for the taste test. Okay, so we're going to kick things off with the tea Kuan Yin, or Iron Goddess Oolong. So sort of a yellowish, slightly pale orange colour tea. Lovely scent, very in keeping with a sort of oolong tea, that sort of meadowy, springy freshness, or almost like the sort of smell of freshly cut spring onions mixed in with freshly cut grass. So let's give this a taste. Lovely, lovely, smooth. Smooth, herby, fruitiness. Nice, strong, smooth cup of tea. Okay, next we go on to the Earl Grey. This Earl Grey actually had cornflower in it as well, the little blue flowers. So, oh, lovely smell. That is a good smell of an Earl Grey. Lovely, balanced tea and bergamot notes straight away. Bit of a floral scent as well. Let's give it a taste. Oh, that is a good Earl Grey. It's strong. The flavours are well balanced. It's not too soapy. That is a lovely Earl Grey. I put that in the top 3 Earl Greys that I've tasted. Maybe even top 2. Okay, next we have the Moroccan Mint black tea. Lovely minty aroma, not too strong. Not really getting a sort of black tea aroma, but let's give this a taste. The tea, the peppermint, the mint flavour is subtle. It's not overwhelming, it's not oily. Sometimes with mint varieties, they can be a bit oily, but this isn't. The tea is quite malty. Again, a nice balance of flavours in there. Nothing too overwhelming on the palate. So the next one we're having is the masala chai. Lovely spicy aromas, very sort of Christmassy or fruitcake type smell, sort of spice bazaar, beautiful smell, slightly perfumey, but in a good way, in a sort of spicy way, obviously. Let's give it a sip. Nice and spicy, but then it's not detracting from the strong black tea in the background. Definitely getting that black tea base, but the spices are coming through, they're filtering through, they're not overwhelming. Very balanced tea. Slight bitterness on the aftertaste, but very good blend. Could do with a little more spiciness. There's the actual spiciness of the masala is not as punchy as it could be. It's a little bit too subtle, but it's, again, I can't really fault it that much. Okay, so now we've got the cherry sencha. One of my favourites from an earlier video when I reviewed the hopscotch tea varieties. I pointed out that this one was one of my favourites, so let's see how this compares. Absolutely beautiful, sweet cherry aroma, cherry blossom. It's like smelling a baked tart. It's absolutely lovely smell. It has a subtlety of fruit and floral aromas. It's not too much. The tea itself is the more dominant taste, whereas the cherry is more of a sort of after effect. It's there. It's got that sweetness. It's got that sort of cakiness to it, but it's not taking anything away from the actual tea, which is wonderful. It's a good thing. Okay, last one we have here is the orange and apple fruit tea, which is kind of really purpley. So I'm thinking there's some berry fruits in there. Definitely, I can smell that sort of unmistakable scent of fresh blackberries in there. Not blackberries, black currants rather. Maybe blackberries as well. There's definitely a whiff of the hedgerow in here. Or the sort of, yeah, definitely the berry fruits in there. It's sweet. There's a sharpness to it. Oh, that's delightfully tart. Oh, wow. Wow, that is sharp and fresh. That is just that has a sharpness to it. Oh man. It's sharp, it's fresh, it's fruity. This is something you'd want to sort of clean your palate after a sorbet. Wow. Wow. So yes, that is a very good fruit tea. It punches you with the sort of sharpness of it, but there's that sweetness in the background as well. It's not overly sweet or cloying, and it just sort of kicks you with how sharp and fresh it tastes. Okay, so that was Street Tea. You'll find them on the website, of course, but if you're down near Brick Lane, go and seek them out. Yeah, that's all I can really say about that. They're a reasonably new company, and like I said, they have their profits go to educating deprived children, so it's all in a good cause. Yeah, so there we go. Street Tea, go and check them out for yourself. Right, that's another episode of The Tea Drinker done. As always, I've been Sue Mnemonic. Thank you for watching, and I will see you again in the next video.